We're only a few weeks away from the Minnesota Vikings starting training camp, beginning the season to hoist Ed Lombardi for the first time of 12 times in the next 10 years. But there's still some questions. Well, there's some areas of the team that are perfectly good to go, and then some areas that have a lot of question marks. And Pro Football Focus assembled a list of the strengths and weaknesses of every NFC team entering the 2022 NFL training camp, and the Vikings, no surprise. So the strength of the Vikings is at wide receiver. Here's what they wrote. Justin friggin' Jefferson, they forgot the friggin', may already be the game's best receiver and now expects to be featured in an offense that is far less run-focused than his first 2 years in the league. Only Devontae Adams and Deebo Samuel have gained more yards per route run than Jefferson since he entered the NFL. Adam Thielen is one of the best receivers in the league against press coverage thanks to his releases off the line and route running. KJ Osborne quietly emerged as a nice third receiver for this offense last year. And that's not even counting that's not even counting guys like Amir Smith-Marset or B.C. Johnson or Jalen Naylor. So, I mean, the Vikings do have some nice wide receiver depth. You could say, and I'm going to say it, that the Vikings do have the best wide receiver duo in the National Football League. I know there's been some consternation out there, that there's been some polls and some debate out there about who is the best duo right now. For my money, it's Jefferson and Adam Jerome, Ezekiel Thielen. Plus, KJ, I really love KJ Osborne, man. I think that he is really good as a wide receiver 3 now, and as Adam Thielen continues to grow and show and age a little bit, I think that KJ can step things up even more. I think that, I think that he could be a really nice wide receiver too, eventually with Justin Jefferson. Biggest weakness, interior offensive line. Now, they could have said cornerback, even though I'm really digging the Vikings cornerback depth, but we'll get into that. So interior offensive line, here's what they wrote. Minnesota's offensive line has a lot of work to do, and the tackles now look to be in a good place, but the interior still looks like a weakness on paper. It's marshmallowy. Ezra Cleveland has been solid as a run blocker at guard, but has yet to finish a season with a PFF pass blocking grade above 55.5. He can't block. 55.5, and Garrett Bradbury has averaged 27 pressures and almost 7 penalties a season at center. That ain't good. Ain't good, man. Plus, he's been consistently either the bottom or the bottom 3 centers in the league over the last 3 seasons. Actually, I think he's been the bottom every year, in terms of pass blocking. Right guard has been a revolving door in recent seasons. Ladies come, ladies go through my revolving door. Throwback to the 2000s in recent seasons, and is still there to be won by anybody showing quality play. So, They don't mention Chris Reed. They don't mention Ed Ingram in the article, which is fine. But even though the Vikings interior offensive line, it's been slighted a lot, and Garrett Bradbury sort of was just handed the job yet again, there isn't really a true viable plan other than, hey, Chris Reed or Jesse Davis, or maybe Wyatt Davis could play center, sure. But I believe in Ezra. I think that he's come a long way in terms of his development at left guard, switching from left tackle. So I think that his pass protection will get better if the center play gets better. Plus, developing more chemistry with Darrisaw will only help. He's already great in the run game, which they pointed out. Bradbury. So my hope is that Bradbury still had a ton of potential coming into this league. His main issue, again, he's been good in the run blocking game. He's been good getting out of the perimeter on screens and whatnot, but just one-on-one pass blocking, like pure diesel power. Like he just doesn't play with enough leverage or strength, and hopefully that can get righted, or at least it can be minimized, because we've said this before. The Rams last couple years, with Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips in the house. Wes Phillips does have an offensive line coaching background as well. They did really good things with a similarly undersized center in Brian Allen. Now, Brian Allen was a lot better in one-on-one blocking spots than Bradbury, but that can't be ignored. So they must think with offensive line coach Chris Cooper that, hey, mama, I can change him. And then right guard, I'm pretty comfortable with Chris Reed, the pride of Mankato State University Community College. So either Chris Reed or rookie Ed Ingram or Wyatt Davis in year 2 or Jesse Davis, don't really care. It's one of those spots where you're concerned, but you like what is in the cupboard. Like, you haven't made dinner yet, but you got the groceries. And the groceries looking pretty damn good. So, overall, like, yes, listing the Vikings interior offensive line, I get it. I fully understand that. But, honestly, if that's the biggest weakness, you're feeling pretty good. You're feeling pretty damn good about this team. Meanwhile, you look at the Packers, so the biggest strength is their secondary. So, they didn't even list quarterback plan. But you can't go wrong with Jar. You can't go wrong with Rasul Douglas. Eric Stokes is going to be a stud as well. Darnell Savage is savage, except for except for both Vikings games last year, is what it is. Their biggest weakness, and again, respect for PFF speaking truth to power, biggest weakness for the Packers is their Jerome fans and Aaron Rodgers overrated Hollowbone's ass and his stupid tattoo. Have you seen that thing? My goodness. Yeah, my goodness. But this is one of those spots where PFF, they got it right. Vikings wide receivers are the best in the game, at least the best duo in the game. And weakness interior offensive line, they'll get it fixed. They'll get it fixed. But your thoughts on our thoughts. PFF names the biggest strength and weakness for the Vikings heading into training camp. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.